What's going on, guys? Today I have a prediction table for the Northern Irish Football Premiership League. On the screen now is the table for the 2016-17 season, which ended a few weeks ago. Now, first up in the relegation zone, I have Carrick Rangers. My reason for this is that in the previous season, just past, they got very lucky to not be relegated with a win over Institute, which was 5-2, to stay up as they finished in 11th place and went to the relegation playoffs. So last season, Carrick Rangers didn't get very many outstanding wins against any big teams. So for this reason, I see them coming bottom and getting relegated this season. So next up we have Warrenpoint Town in 11th place. This is mainly because they have just been introduced into this league by winning the Championship League, and I don't see them coming dead last, as I do think they are a better team than Carrick, but I don't see them beating the teams that they need to beat to maintain a top 10 finish and secure them another season in this league. They have been battling for the last few years to in and out of this league, and unfortunately this season I see them in 11th place and go into the playoffs, and I don't know whether they'll win the playoffs or not, but I do see them coming 11th place. So in 10th place I have Ballinamullard. Don't know if that's how you say it, I always struggle to say it, but I have them in 10th because I do think they are a good enough team to maintain 10th place, as they had some good wins last season against the likes of Glentoran, but I don't see them winning against the other good teams in this league to maintain to get a higher place in this table. So therefore I have them in 10th place, as I do think they can stay out of relegation danger. So next up we have a bit of an upset, maybe. I have Glenavon in 9th place. This is mainly because they are a very decent team. They always finish, well, in the last few years they've always finished mid-table, and for that reason I don't think they're going to come anywhere close to relegation, but I don't think they will perform as well as they have in previous seasons to come in that top 7 level, and therefore I have them in 9th place. So next up I have Ballymena. Ballymena have performed very well in the previous season, pulling off some decent wins against the likes of Crusaders, but this season I see them finishing 8th again, as they did in the 15-16 season. This is because they had a decent season last year. I don't see them coming in that top 5 placement again, or position again, because other teams have performed better in the last half of last season, which I think will push Ballymena back into 8th place. Now in 7th place I've put Dungannon. Rethinking it, I probably should have put them lower, because last season, the second half of last season, they were absolutely dreadful, only getting their main wins against like Portadown and Carrick, which were the two in relegation zone, and they got the odd draw here and there in the second half of last season, but apart from that they didn't do that well, but somehow maintained 7th place. So I'll give them their credit for maintaining 7th, and that's why I've put them in 7th again this season, because I think they will maintain 7th again, and as long as they don't start off like they ended last season, I think they'll have a good season this year. So in 6th I have Coleraine. Coleraine last season was absolutely amazing. They had an amazing season, beating the likes of Glentoran and Crusaders, and this season I see them doing well again, but not top 3. I see them coming in 6th, mainly because other teams have improved, and I don't think they'll be as good against the teams that they beat last season as they will be this season, but I do think they will maintain a top 7 spot in this league. So in 5th I have Cliftonville. I have them in 5th because if they perform to the best of their ability and their capability, I do believe that they can finish top 5 again. Last season in the second half they were absolutely disgraceful, getting 1 or 2 wins, and if Cliftonville want to maintain top 5 they need to be playing to their full capability, and if they do they will become top 5. So in 4th I have Glentoran. I have Glentoran in 4th mainly because they are one of the best teams in this league, and the second half of last season they performed very well, and due to a dreadful last match against Ards when they should have won really, and they only drew, which put them in 9th, and if they don't mess up again with silly draws and like losses, I think that they can get to 4th and maybe top 3, but I personally think they'll be in 4th. So in 3rd I have Ards FC. This might seem like a very bold pick for 3rd, but I have my reasons, okay? My first reason is because I am a supporter of Ards FC, so it's kind of biased to put them in 3rd, but I have the stats to back this up again. So at the start of last season they were the top of the league for the first few weeks, and then after Niall Curry, the manager, left in December to go to Portadown to manage them and got them relegated, we got big in Nixon, and Nixon led us to 8th place, which is decent, saying it would beat Glentoran in placement in the league. So in the last 10 games that Ards played last season, they were only beaten once, and it was by the winners Linfield. So I think if they start last season, just like they ended last season, just by keep getting those draws and wins, I think Ards could finish 3rd. So in 2nd place I have Crusaders. I have Crusaders in 2nd place because usually it's either Crusaders or Linfield that win the league, or at least for the past few years it's been like that. So basically Linfield or Crusaders. I think Crusaders will come 2nd, and this is mainly because Linfield have just been on fire recently, with winning the last season and the way that they were playing in the Champions League. They were playing very well, so they were. So therefore, I think Crusaders will come second. So, top of the league this season, I predict that Linfield will win. This is because, as I said in the Crusaders part, just their past, they have been on fire recently, and like last season. So if they just continue that throughout this season and beat most of the teams that they play against, I think that they have a very good chance of winning the league. So guys, I hope you enjoyed my predictions. This is a new channel, so a subscribe would be nice. I will be doing weekly updates for the upcoming season, so if you want to keep updated, be sure to subscribe and leave a comment on your predictions.